So it's been about a month since I did my last project pen update, or actually my introduction. So right now it's the end of February, which means that I'm going to give you a little update on how my project is doing on time, which is like a miracle in itself. I'm filming this on the 26th of February, so I have 2 days until February is like over. I have a lot to talk about, a lot of products to talk about, a lot of updates to give, and I'm actually quite excited about this one because my project pen is doing quite well in my opinion. Let's get cracking with the project pen update. So first I want to talk about a product that I actually haven't used. So this is the Catrice Skin Glaze Hydrating Serum Primer. In my introduction of my project pen, I said that I wasn't really sure if I was going to add this to the project pen. I haven't really used it since then, so this is kind of kicking off with a little bit of a negative note, but I am not going to include this in my project pen because I'm just not really grabbing for it, and I feel like as long as I don't open this, I should be fine. Maybe halfway my project pen, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna give this a chance, but right now I'm not really using this. I have decided to not include this in the project pen. The next product, however, is a product that I'm actually quite surprised by. This is the Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation, and I've decided to include this in my project pen because I actually wasn't using this at all. Now I've been using it, I think, almost daily. It's kind of like my everyday foundation, even when I have my everyday makeup routine makeup bag. If you want to know what I mean by that, you should check out my introduction of my project pen. You will have to take a look at the comparison pictures that I'm actually going to include this time. And I actually thought that I was going to end up not liking this as much and that it was going to be a difficult product to empty, because before this project pen I'm using it every single day because I actually am kind of obligating myself to use this every day. I don't really have any complaints other than the fact that I have to prep my skin very well. As far as the progress goes, you will have to take a look at the comparison photos, but I have a feeling that this is doing really well, and I have a feeling as well that by the end of like April, the beginning of May, this should be empty. I feel like there's still quite a bit of product in here, so I definitely shouldn't underestimate how much is left, but I feel like I'm doing really well, so I'm hoping to see that in the before and after pictures as well. And even then, I've been using this almost every single day, so I am very happy about that. So yeah, this is a little bit of a surprising product for my project pen. Next up is concealer. I have the Fenty Beauty We Are Even concealer in my project pen. I felt like this was going to be empty so quickly, and I have to say, even though I am using it like consistently, this isn't going as quickly as I thought it was gonna go. I have a feeling that there is actually quite a bit of product still left inside of this concealer, and because it's quite high coverage, or at least for me, it seems to pack a punch when it comes to the pigment department. It's taking a little bit longer than I was used to, and also I find it a little bit difficult to show you the progress because it's not one of those that I can put against the light and you can actually see what's left inside of it. Like, there is kind of no way of knowing. So when it comes to this product in my project pen, it's doing well. I'm using it all very consistently and almost every single day. I do mix it around with my Catrice concealer, but other than that, this is still the one that I use 4 days a week. I'm very interested to see where this is gonna go and how long it's gonna take until this is like either dried up or used up completely. But the progress is a little bit difficult to see. I don't have a powder in my collection, so that means that I move on. Well, I have powders in my collection. I don't have a powder in my project pen, so that means that I continue automatically with bronzer, and this is quite a thing. In my project pen introduction, I introduced you to the Makeup by Mario Soft Skull Transforming Skin Enhancer, and this is in the shade Light. This is great. I'm just gonna show you. I'm just gonna show you. Like, I'm gonna move it very slowly into the frame. Yeah, this is completely empty. Was I not expecting this? It's probably a little bit of a lie if I say that I wasn't expecting this product to be empty, because it truly is, like, I think my favorite foundation. It is my favorite bronzer that I had in my collection, even though it's empty right now, and it should be a good thing for like my minimalistic makeup journey. I am actually thinking about buying this again because I generally feel like I am missing something in my collection and in my makeup makeup routine. It is just a wonderful, wonderful bronzer. But when it comes to my project pen, I am obviously very, very happy because this is just completely empty. And I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever emptied a cream bronzer like this one completely, like absolutely insane to me. I'm very happy to already be able to show this to you guys, like a complete empty of a bronzer. You know, cream and liquid bronzers and even powder bronzers, they take so long to empty. This is just crazy to me. This is crazy to me. I also have another bronzer in my project pan, and that is the Fenty Beauty In the Sun Stalkr bronzer. It looks like this. I have already penned this, I think, a couple of maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I don't remember, but then it was kind of lying in my collection, and then last month I decided, you know what, this one is going into the project pen. I feel like when I'm looking at this, and I feel like when I'm going to look at the comparison pictures as well with when I started, like the initial OG photos in January, I feel like when looking at this, I can definitely tell that we have like a little bit of progress right here. So right on this edge right here. I did start using this bronzer with a specific brush that was a little bit too soft, and I felt like when I was swirling my brush into the bronzer that I wasn't actually picking anything up. So I did switch brushes, and I think it's going to be a lot better for like my makeup routine, but also project panning, but mainly my makeup routine, because I actually feel like I'm seeing the bronzer right now and it's making a difference. So I was using this brush from Essence, which as you can see is very, very soft, and I think for a bronzer that is a little bit more powdery, that's a good fit. But for this one, which is a little bit tightly pressed into the pen, something that is a little bit coarser, a little bit slightly more dense is perfect. So I'm using my Nabla. I think this is the bronzer brush, actually picks up the product a little bit better, so that's great. A couple of products left to go. I feel like with all of the other ones that I'm going to continue, it's all going to be a very similar story. The blush that I put into my project pen is the Essence Baby Got blush in the shade Peaches and Cream. I actually feel like I'm making progress with this, even though I feel like we still have so much left to do. And also because I am actually using this almost daily. Now I do really like this color, so that helps a great deal. It's also the one that I'm wearing right now. I feel like it's a very well fitted color. It's gonna pop a little bit more obviously during spring, because if this color is a season, it's like a spring season color, you know. I've also changed my way of applying this a little bit. So what I do now is I apply it to like the palm of my hand, like right here where my thumb is, and then I take a brush, not this one, but it's just for demonstrating purposes, and then I kind of tap the product into the brush and then I apply it. I found that when I was applying it directly to my skin, because I am quite pale, it was just a little bit too much pigment, and by applying it to my palm first and then putting it into my brush, I can really control where the blush goes. When it comes to the progress on this one, again, I will have to take a look at the comparison pictures, but I feel like I'm doing quite well again. Like I said, I've been using this almost daily, and it is quite a fairly pigmented product that is going to take a little bit longer than a month to finish, but I'm really still happy that I'm using this one and that I put it in the project pan. Final face product. The other ones are like eyes and lips. So this is the Catrice, oh yeah, this rubbed off. This is the Catrice Soft Glam filter fluid. Now it's a little bit difficult to see like this, but I have pictures where you can see the line where the product is at currently, and I do think that we're doing quite well when it comes to this product. It's not really my cup of tea anymore, these kind of like glow booster. I don't know if it's ever really been my cup of tea. I do like the way, especially right now when it's very cold and wet in Belgium, the way that it is adding a little bit more glow to my face, which is very lovely because my skin is dry, so it needs a little bit of that glow. When it comes to the progress for this to be empty, I think this is going to be a year-long project, but I can see some of that progress, and I'm very happy about that, obviously, so that's really nice. And also it kind of made me reappreciate this product a little bit more by putting it into my project pen. But that is the final face product. Lip products, a dangerous category when it comes to my project pen, because if there's one thing that I don't, it's not really like to apply, but it's one thing of like, using it. However, I feel like I'm actually doing quite well with this year's Project Pen lip products. So for the lip liners, I added two, which is crazy. I don't know why I did this. I have to say that I'm using one a little bit more than the other. So this is the Catrice Pumping Lip Liner. I've actually been using this, which is insane because me and using a lip liner, especially when going to work, is something outrageous. I usually apply it in the morning and then throughout the day I'm not a reapplier. It's like it's gotta be good by the beginning of the day, and then at the end of the day I have to look a little bit decent, but all the other stuff I don't really care about. And I'm also using this in makeup looks a little bit more. I try to be conscious when I'm filming things that I'm actually using my Project Pen products as well. So this lip liner is doing great. I will have to take a look at the comparisons to see how much progress we actually have. I was thinking I'm actually not using this one as much, but I do remember that I have sharpened this already, so that's great. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible as well. This is the Nabla lip shaper, and this is like what I have left. And as you can see, I think in a couple of uses I can sharpen this again. I find it a little bit more of like a difficult shade to use on the daily because it has a little bit of a very neutral undertone, which makes it a little bit difficult to use because it can end up looking a little bit weird. It's not a very natural tone on my lips. Like I said, I have already sharpened it once, so I'm very happy with that, and I will have to continue to find ways to use this a little bit more. Okay, so I added the Catrice Powerful 5 Glossy Lip Oil into my Project Pen. Started using this in my previous Project Pen and now I'm using it again. This is a really lovely lip gloss. It's not really a lip oil in my opinion. This is, I think, the shade, Cherry Blossom Glow, and as you can see, and also in the pictures, this is almost empty. I think some people would consider this empty, but I feel like I still have a couple of uses to go before I feel like I can really let go of this. I think if I continue to use this almost on the daily in March, this is going to be empty by the next update. So again, very exciting news in the lip category, which is crazy. This is the Rare Beauty lip oil in the shade Honesty. This is a beautiful shade and it really makes me feel like what is the name in English? Snow White. So this, whenever I wear this, it really makes me feel like Snow White, even though I don't really have like black hair, but I do have quite fair skin, and that's kind of where that comparison ends. And whenever I use this, it gives my lips a little bit of a reddish tint, and then I get that Snow White feeling. When it comes to Project Pen and this, I've been using it. When it comes to actually showing you the progress, I feel like there's no way because this is not see-through. So I'm just gonna have to continue using this until I feel like the brush is not picking up any products anymore and it's not like coating my lips. But so far, it's still providing my lips with a lot of color, so it's not empty, but I am using it. So that is a very important detail, that I am actually using this. Now, the final thing that I have to talk about are eyeshadows. Now, I have to say this is maybe a little bit of a final disappointing way of finishing this video, really. So I have two palettes. For some reason, I cannot find my Beauty Bay Love Notes palette. I am guessing that it's currently at my boyfriend's house and I forgot to take it with me, but the other palette that I have is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I think a lot of people, if you watched me for a while, you know that this is like one of my favorite neutral palettes. When it comes to progress, let me think about this. I have been using this, just not as much because I don't wear eyeshadow all that frequently. When it comes to project penning, I really have to get the project penning from whenever I'm doing like a makeup look. I am focusing currently on the shade Rustic, which is this one right here, and I feel like there's an indentation. I'm still focusing on that one, and then I'm also just kind of focusing on the pens that I already have. But yeah, when it comes to the Beauty Bay Love Notes palette, I've been using that one color, that like transition color, quite a bit, and other than that, I think some of the shimmers I use very frequently whenever doing a makeup look because it's like a pink palette, and for some reason I do really like pink eyeshadow. I don't like it in like clothes and all of that. I think those are all of the Project Pen products that I am able to show. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and also my first Project Pen update. I feel like February, my first update, is always very good because I'm still excited about it. I am some beautiful progress with some products, but it's the updates that are coming now, like March, April, blah, blah, blah. where it usually goes a little bit wrong. So I'm hoping that I can fix that. I'm hoping that I can stay focused, and that whenever the need arises to use other products, that I have my everyday makeup bag. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and obviously I will see you in my next one. I don't know what my next video will be, but I am hoping that you will be there. So yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye!